Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to Nascar Thunder 2004. Career mode, race 11 out of 36. Time for the Pontiac Excitement 400. And oh boy, Richmond. It's going to be interesting. We could crash out, we could win, who knows. But it's almost time for the All-Star week in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. And after that, followed by the Coca-Cola 600. Updated Winston Cup point standings. After our pretty horrible run at Fontana, which was like 21st, we're only 87 points out. All things considered, looking pretty good. Jeff Gordon picked up his first career win of the season, or I say career win, but the win of the season. 89 wins total, or 78 wins. So I think we're the second most winningest driver in the current Winston Cup Series. Let's go check out the garage and see what we can have worked on. Let's see, this one definitely needs work on. So let's go ahead and get our second Speedway car fixed up because we're going to probably need it for Dover. We're going to need it for the 600. So we might as well go ahead and get that upgraded all the way. Plus, we're going to use that at Pocono, Michigan, you name it. Now, this is going to be the last short track race, I want to say, until the Bristol night race. So really, you don't have to touch your short track stuff for most of the summer. That's just the way the Winston Cup schedule works. And let's see about our sponsors. So they're 98 happiness. I mean, it's a shoe-in because you have the ranked first in earnings. And if you win the Daytona 500, I mean, let's go check that real quick before we go out to Richmond. I want to check this. Look at this. We're like $500,000 more in earnings over Dale Earnhardt Jr. And assuming he doesn't win the All-Star race, which adds $1 million, we should be good, which is another thing, because whoever wins the All-Star race could screw us for the rest of the year. Like, the All-Star race is just, if not more important than a points-paying race based on that alone. We really need to win the All-Star race just to guarantee that contract obligation. So we're going to the short track here. I'm going to make sure we use the proper equipment. You've got Power 81, which is pretty darn good. Richmond's a great track for us. Let's go. Alrighty, folks, so we qualified 13th for the Pontiac Excitement 400. Dale Jr.'s on pole. Let's go.
Welcome to Richmond, Virginia, the site of the action for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, here on MRN. Richmond offers a little something for everyone, doesn't it, Barney?
Richmond is a great racetrack. It's always fun to come here. We should see some close racing, so anything can happen here.
Jerry Nadeau is one of those guys who you just keep expecting to break out and have a good year.
Yeah, you do, but he's got a ton of talent and some good equipment. He's shown he can win and run up front. Now he's just got to string some success together and gain some confidence out there.
The 82 car has been building his reputation as a rough driver out there on the track.
NASCAR has been known to park guys who can't behave themselves on and off the track. I don't think we have that type of situation here, but everyone would be better off by just getting back to racing.
Steve Thomas is having some trouble in the points this year.
Well, there's always going to be someone who has to fill in the bottom of the points list. Of course, none of these guys want to ever see their name there. Sometimes it's just not your season to shine.
Alrighty, folks. Kurt Busch, Dale Jr., got Calvin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, and whatever the 122 car is. But anyways, time to kick it off at Richmond. Rockingham was horrible for us. Bristol was even worse. We nearly won at Martinsville. What's going to happen at Richmond? I mean, it has literally been feast or famine here at the short tracks. 40 laps. Let's see how this one shakes out. Don't want to tear up the car. It's probably going to be green flags throughout, so just take care of it. Don't make any mistakes. Don't make any rivals, because I remember back in, I think it was the season of 07 in this playthrough, we had a massive wreck with Kevin Harvick on the final lap because he was PO'd. And then we had to wreck him at Pocono a few weeks later. It was funny. Oh, it was funny. Lap 3 out of 40. Oh, almost hit the 20 car right off the corner. Don't want to do that. Dale Jr. pulling away, trying to dig underneath Tony Stewart. I mean, we're right in the midst of the championship as well. We're 87 points out. The maximum amount of points you can get per race is 156. So, I mean, we're really doing good in terms of the points. We just can't afford a DNF. We haven't had one thus far. Knock on wood. I'm trying to drive with the controller. I have to knock on wood there. Hopefully, we don't have a DNF. Whoa. Man, that tires were slipping there, y'all. How about this little Goodyear car, man? He's running up there in the top 5. Usually they get gobbled up and they're cooking 11th place right now. He actually ain't doing too bad. Just trying to get it to stay on that bottom. There we go. Corner exit. Now we're up to 4th. And I think the same strategy applies that we used at Martinsville. I don't know if we're going to win this race. Most likely not. But the goal is to at least lead a lap before the caution may wave or before a pit stop. I want to get up there, get close to the 8 car, move them up, and just take that lap lead. And then we'll see how the rest of the race goes on. I just want to lead 1 lap. So that is very important. Come on out. Whoa, Nelly, that was a dive bomb and it almost failed. Sorry about that, Labonte. And the Chevrolet teams, man, they're just so dominant in this game. DI, RCR, JGR, our team, Buffet Racing South. I mean, it's just, and of course, oh, by the way, Hendrick Motorsports, the GOAT out of all teams in NASCAR history. But yeah, it's just, it's impossible for the other manufacturers to survive in this ecosystem, except for Ryan Newman. He's the only other, like, manufacturer driver that even has a chance at the championship, because the Chevrolets, I mean, the deck is so stacked against you if you're not on the Chevy camp. And they have 5 borderline championship teams. How do you compete with that? Roush is not even close to being good in this game right now. I mean, Burton's barely hanging on to top 10s. Kurt Busch pops up once in a while. But it's just, there's no help from the Ford camp, unfortunately. If this was NASCAR 06, it would be the other way around, because Roush is like nuclear in that game, dude. They're so good. Every 1.5 mile, it's like Greg Biffle or what's his face, Matt Kenseth or Kurt Busch is winning. They're so good. Right now, Kelvin Harvick has put up a great fight right now at Richmond. Technically, this track really does race a lot like Phoenix. There we go. Complete the pass on the 29. Can we run down the 8 before the pit stops? Lap 17, lap 18. That's where I anticipate the first round of stoppers. So we'll see how that one shakes out, fellas. Halfway on gas. Usually you'll see 1 car. That will make the ultimate Smokey Unique extra gas tank pit strategy. When they run to like lap 26, lap 27, they do it on Thunder 03. I think they do it on this game as well. So my point is, if you're trying to stay out and lead every lap, yeah, good luck with that. Because they have an extra gas tank apparently. Or they save every single lap completely. I don't know. We're getting closer and closer to lap down cars. That might actually help us. Could hurt us. Dale Jr. has just been money on the short tracks. He was great at Bristol, great at Martinsville, and oh, by the way, he's great at Richmond too. So you know the DEI camp has the short track package right now. Got a Stanley Steamer. It's going to be the number 40 of Scott Wimmer. The 07 Richmond winner. That was his only career win in this playthrough. He won Richmond in 07. He's out tonight. Got that fantasy driver running 42nd. That should hopefully hold up the 8 car just a little bit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I really wish they would have added some more alternate paint schemes for Dale Jr. because I know he had a couple MLB cars. And he had that, what was it, the Rock and Roll 400 car. I wish they would have got one of those paint schemes into the game. Because it wasn't until, I think, NASCAR 06, there wouldn't be an alternate Dale Jr. paint scheme. And he's going to pit there, which is fine with me because I need a lap lead. But it wasn't until NASCAR 06, which was based on the 05 season, that they had, it was either the 05 Daytona 500 paint scheme or the 04 Daytona 500 paint scheme. And it was based on the 04 one, I think. Or it had like the white and red, the car he won the 500 with. It was really cool. I'm going to try to pit here. Don't get ran over. Gas it up. Alright, no damage repaired. Don't touch the car. Knock on wood. Hope and pray to God we get a good pit stop. But yeah, it's weird how like in Thunder 01 or Thunder 02, 3, 4, and Chase for the Cup, he pretty much has the same paint scheme. Right? But if you go back and look at like all the cars he ran those years, he had alternates, you know? It was always the Budweiser car, and yes, I know they can't use the legit Budweiser car, but they could have easily modified like the black Budweiser car that had like the different rock bands on the hood. They could have easily modified that. They could have easily added one of the MLB cars, and if you don't believe me, they had Bobby Labonte's, I think, year 2000 MLB car, and then they had Johnny Benson's 2001, or no, 2002 MLB car. So you know they actually had the ability to get MLB sponsorship. You know that. So it's kind of weird how they didn't get any other alternates for the most popular driver, but who knows? Look at a 3-wide gaggle here. Wow, contact there with Michael Waltrip. That was not good. Now Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart nearly colliding there. Maybe a little bit of a scratch, but nonetheless, we're racing. More sparks. These guys are just going at it, y'all. Alright, let's see who's leading. And it looks like Mike Murphy, that 41 Ganassi Dodge Intrepid. This is the Smokey Unix strategy, where they attach an extra gas tank and they go like all the way to lap 27. It's asinine, I know. But they do this at Richmond. You have your Smokey unit car of the night. It's going to go to the Target Dodge of Mike Murphy. Oh, come on, Kenny Wallace. You know you're already a lap down probably, buddy. Just let me go, brother. There we go. Got more cars bleed on the racetrack. Oh, Tony Stewart's in a bind here. Where do you go? The inside's going to be blocked. The outside's blocked. What do you do? He's going to try to squeeze his way underneath him. Stewart is unlapped, which means we need to get by him because if the caution waves, we're screwed. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Gas, gas, gas. Don't want to destroy him, but I need to get my lap back. In case we have a caution, we'll be okay. All right, now we're safe. If someone wrecks, we can restart and we'll be okay. Lap 26 out of 40. Still a lot of racing left. Lap down cars is probably going to decide this winner. I have no idea where the 8 car is. Could be ahead of us, could be behind us. I have no idea. He's probably that red car that's like 4 cars ahead of Tony Stewart. So we can get around this 5 car here. This has been a tough Richmond race. This has not been a dominant Richmond race by our standards. This has been a tough one. Ooh, contact with the wall there. That's no fun. This is back when Richmond used to be good. Before it became pretty much flat and boring. Not boring, but you know what I'm saying. Like, the racing could be so much better at Richmond. I'm hoping this new short track package they have for the next-gen cars is going to help. Again, this is filmed like in early March, so this is before any of the short track stuff. But hopefully it'll be good. Anyways, I think we're starting to finally clear through and the race for the lead. It's about to get really interesting. No, Michael Waltrip. What? How is he the race leader? What in the absolute biff? Am I tripping or what? I have no idea what's going on, guys. Did he get passed by the 40? Did he pass the 41 car? Someone pitted. We're going to figure this out. Because I'm lost as much as you are, probably. It's crazy to think how fast and how many races that 2-car win in the late 2000s. And ever since Rusty Walsh retired, they've had a big fat goose egg. They haven't done squat. Crazy. All right, now this should be the race for the lead. Yeah, there's Earnhardt. So now it's Stewart, the 8-car, and myself with 9 laps to go here at Richmond. It's going to be a tough fight, though, but I think we can win this one, guys. We just need to catch Tony Stewart in a good spot. I don't want to tear him up. I don't want to anger him. I'm going to try to race him clean here. But this is for a win. And I think Tony's better than that 8-car right now. Oh, tire wear. Dang it. Don't want that. You can just see how much this thing's sliding off, too. I mean, it's 4-wheel slide. But Dale cannot get by lap-down cars. That's what got him at Martinsville. He just could not get by the drivers. And Tony Stewart, he's about to be on his back bumper. I might let Tony Stewart move him by and then try to get both of them. I don't know. What I do know is we can't keep the momentum off turn 2. Let's try something different here. Let's try something different. Let's see if we can try to get him off the apron here. 3 wide. This is for the win. I'm going to take this risk. Got to have a shallow entry here. We're going to get loose off the corner maybe. Chasing it. Oh, he held on to it. Underneath the 8-car. Tires are worn. Don't want to make contact. New leader. We won't get the most laps led bonus. That's okay. But a win? I would love to see that, but it ain't over yet, fellas. Our tires are scorched. Set it up. This is not over, guys. I mean, you could just see how tight the car is off 4 and how loose it is off 2. And I got both of the leaders right behind me. So one bobble, they're going to pass me. Is that the 43 Pillsbury car? That's my favorite paint scheme from Thunder 03. I love that paint scheme. A little fun fact, they never made that paint scheme in the 1/64 scale except for that cereal box car. It is one of the most beautiful paint schemes in NASCAR history. I love the Pillsbury Grands car. Oh my gosh, I love that paint scheme. Like I legit love that car so much. It's so forgotten. I think it was posted around the Daytona, the Pepsi 400 in 2002, but it got changed to something else. And I think they ran it eventually at the Fall Charlotte races. I just hit them. Sorry, Greg Hicks. I love that paint scheme. Like, if I was a NASCAR driver today, 1,000% that would be my throwback. 1,000%. It would be that or Johnny Benson's 02 car, which technically has already been done by Carson Hocevar, but to be honest with you, I feel like it was kind of half done a little bit. But I would, man, those are the 2 paint schemes I would love to use. Final lap at Richmond. Can we hold off Tony Stewart? Just put off the line. Don't get too cute with it. There we go. That's a W, guys. I'll take it. So, we didn't qualify. Great. We held on. This was not a dominating win. This was a Richmond win we had to earn. This was a Richmond win where you had to just survive and advance. And who knows if a caution would have came out there where we would have won that. Because Kevin Harvick was 4 seconds back. Well, who's to say he wasn't, on better tires or something at the end of this race. So I think that's an interesting dynamic. How would this race would have shaked out at the end if Kevin Harvick possibly got a chance on a late race restart? And plus, maybe you get hit. I don't know. Gotta do a little bit of burnout in the little victory circle. Why not? Leave our mark in Richmond.
The race came down to the...
And to victory lane. Another win this year. We won at Daytona. We've won at Las Vegas, Texas, and Richmond. And I think what's even more honestly surprising is that we haven't had a DNF this year. Yeah, we had a bad run at Rockingham. Yeah, we had a bad run at Bristol. But we haven't had an official DNF. I think that is so important. Is trying to keep that stat alive, because one DNF and your season's done. Sometimes that's literally what it is. Because you lose 120 points and you spend the next 3 months trying to get it back. I love the detail in this game, guys. The trophies, all the tracks have a unique trophy for it. It has even the race date on there. Whenever day it was in 2003. It's just, I love that detail, guys. I mean, I really wish NASCAR games would just copy and paste this and just literally use the new cars. I could care less. They could use literally the same graphics and I still would pay full price for the game. I could not care less. They could use the same music, the same menu. They could use everything verbatim the exact same with just new cars and new drivers. I would pay full price for it. And I genuinely mean that. I'm not just blowing smoke up a tailpipe. I would genuinely pay full price for that. All right. We led 7 laps there. 180 points total. Dale Jr., yeah, naturally gets the most laps led. No surprise there. Let's check out the top 10 here. Steve Park, 10th place. How about that? That team they needed that. Murphy with the Smoky Unix strategy did give him 6 laps led, but a 15th place start. Bad night for Jeff Burton after a top 10 qualifying effort. Michael Waltrip trying that strategy as well. Didn't bear much fruit. Looking to the back of the pack here, and it's going to be Scott Wimmer and W. Kelly, the back of the field. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Really do appreciate everyone who watches, all these videos and, subscribes and has that notification bell on. You folks are amazing. If you're new around here, hopefully we can do about 18 seasons of this. I don't know. Hopefully the memory card, knock on wood, hope and pray to God, doesn't break and we lose our save file. But that's besides the point. So, thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the love and support. On to the All-Star race. Let's hope it's a good one. Diecastbuffet, signing off.